Hey there, Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. In this video, we're looking at 3 stocks that I believe are set to move, and I think one of them you'll find at least a little bit surprising. We'll actually start with that one in this video, and this video also is going to be featuring the Moo app, so you'll see the desktop version of it on my Mac that I have here, and then I'll also show you the app version of it that you'll find on your mobile device, and I'll show some of the features of it as we go through this video. If you want to find a link for that, it is down in the description, so you can check that out, and using my link can get you up to 15 free stocks. We'll detail more of that later on in this video as we get there. So with that said, I want to go to the very first stock on my list. All right, the very first stock that I have for you is Tesla. And when you look at this, you might be thinking, but Dr. Stock, that has already moved. What are you talking about? I know. However, I do believe that we get one of two things happening here. One, the floor falls out of this thing. We drop down to 150. That's losing 12 bucks. That's 7.5% down from where we're at right now. That's a big move, moving for Tesla, which isn't the highest beta stock that we have out there. Like I said, that's still a big move, and we can certainly see that happening. We could also see, if we take a look at the position cost distribution and then bring into it the fact that there's only 4%. I'm sorry for all that jumping around. Let me use some arrow buttons here. There we go. I just learned this little hack. Perfect. So for the position cost distribution that we have here, the profit ratio is 4%. So only 4% of shares right now are actually in profit, the average being all the way up at 185. So that could mean that if the stock does bounce from here and heads back up, 165, not bad. 175, now we're looking a lot prettier. As a matter of fact, if we put our line right here, there's that 175 resistance that we have before, and then we actually start to get into some of those bigger, bulkier areas where we have some people that are kind of stuck bag holding for the short term, in my belief, in my opinion, for Tesla. So does it really help if we don't know which way the stock is going to go, but we know it's going to move big? And I'm going to answer that. Well, it is possible that it does help, because we can do that with like a long straddle by purchasing a put option and a call option for the same expiration date with a strike price that's somewhere or symmetric from the strike price is the way that you can think about it. So if it's 162.50, you can go down to 160. You can go to that 157.50, 155, things like that. You can also go up to 165, 167.50, 170, whatever. But the farther out you go, the harder it is to make a profit, although it is cheaper. So you're risking less, but you're also really cutting into your ability to actually be profitable in a long straddle situation. You can go closer together. You're going to pay a higher premium, so you're risking more capital up front, but it is a defined risk. But then that also does increase the likelihood that the stock is actually going to move enough to actually be profitable for you in the first place. Options, not recommending that you do any of this, and none of it's financial advice, but knowing that a stock or believing that a stock is going to move big in either direction, just not knowing what direction, straddles can account for that as long as the stock does move big. If it doesn't move big, it's no help at all. So Tesla, I believe we're going to see either a significant bounce or a significant drop from its current price. And we most definitely want to watch that, especially if the market bias is strongly green. I think we take a good healthy bounce. Market strongly red, I think that we take a good healthy drop from here. Let's move on to the next stock, if we will. C3AI, there it is. All right, let me go back over to the chart for this one. So the position cost distribution for C3AI, it looks like we currently have a profit ratio of about 10 if we're looking at the position cost distribution for this one. Not too bad of a number. It is possible that some of these lower values in here start to add sell pressure and really mitigates the ability for this stock price to go back up. And we have about 23.66, it looks like, is where we have the 50-day simple moving average coming in for us. As a matter of fact, it's 23.65. I can see it up on the chart up here. You can look and you can read that. If you have the chart open, it's probably going to be pretty small on your screens. We are sitting down right at really heavy retested support. You can see how many times we've come back through recently and tagged that support for C3AI. So it is possible that we move big by the floor falling out of this thing, especially a big strong red day, big strong green day. Maybe we pop back up from this. And honestly, you can see it's kind of been moving like the markets have been moving, where we have a lot of sideways trading. And I think a lot of that goes along with the different stocks that it can currently go along with. So Nvidia would be one of those stocks, and well, that's looking pretty good. Not going to move as violently most likely as C3AI would, because it's a smaller company, but sitting at support like we are, I think we either take a good healthy bounce, and if we went up to 23.65 up to this 50-day. That is significant. 10% is $2. So if we're talking $3, then that's 15% jump from where we currently sit. In an options play scenario, that could be absolutely huge. Now, if you're long on C3AI and you believe in the company and you like the price that it's at and you believe it's a reasonable price based on the research that you've done, we're sitting at support. Not financial advice, you got to do your own work, but I'm just saying I think there's opportunity here, and the ones that I'm going to continue to discuss. I did discuss this in my Discord briefly. I said that there's an opportunity here. This thing's set to move big, and even though this wasn't the big move from April 18th till now, that's already about an 8% drop from when I mentioned it, from that close to this close, 8% difference. I was thinking, that we would see that breaking either down below this support or maybe we would start ripping back upwards again. But I do believe whatever happens, it's going to happen in short order. And I do believe that we have a catalyst for that movement. And I do believe that that is on April the 25th. I believe with Microsoft announcing their earnings and giving their guidance. And that's in the after hours, by the way, on April the 25th. That's something we could look forward to, and I think that's a definite catalyst, at least as definite as we can tell, for C3AI for that movement. So Microsoft, I expect to come out pretty strong and come out swinging, at least as far as the ChatGPT side of things goes. I think they're going to have a lot to say about Bing and about search, and well, that's the part that we should be really excited about for that part of it, because I think that's the part that if it's going to move C3AI, that's what does it. All right, so I want to get to that last stock, and then I want to show you the Moomoo app itself, because I think looking at the earnings calendar is what we're going to do, and it's smooth, it's clean, it's all in one place, and I think it's really worthwhile. So the last one that I want to look at is SoFi, and when you look at SoFi, look at this wedge that's forming up here. The bulls and the bears cannot decide what exactly to do with SoFi. They don't know, should we just let it run up already? Should the bears give up, fall over, or, are the bulls, or should they just kind of give in and let the bears take over for a while? And now we find ourselves stuck between the 50-day and the 200-day. 200-day has gone flat, not a great sign. 50-day has actually inflected down on us. So what we see from that is that now that's moved bearish. And what we see from the RSI, if we look at the momentum indicator, we are sitting at, let me put the cursor over that day so we can see it. We are sitting pretty much right at 50.75. So we are right in between bullish and bearish territory. So even the momentum indicator itself can't even really tell us. Now we do have an upward movement in that momentum indicator. It is possible that the RSI bounces off of this and we continue higher. But this is one, when you see that sort of battle, that battle is going to be won at some point in time. And well, we'll just see who happens to take over. This is one, somebody's going to win. And when they do win, most likely they're going to win big. And I think that's where a straddle, buying a long straddle, is something that really makes a lot of sense when you don't know which way it's going to go. Now, if I had to guess based on the strength that we have with loans going out across the country, that SoFi actually stands a good chance at having some really strong earnings coming out. We break to the upside on this one. Now, their earnings are on May 1st. I did say that I would show you the app on the phone. So let me jump over here. And this is the first time, you guys, if you're watching this video, this is the first time that I got to show it on my phone. So just what we're looking at right now, you can see Tesla up on the screen, and there's a little tiny play button that's right next to it. And that play button, it will actually show you the earnings call live. So you actually don't have to go to an investor relations page and find their webcast and do all the sign up and everything. You can listen to it directly through the Moomoo app on your smartphone. You can just tap on it and it will tell you all the different things. It has hashtags with it, news with it, and it can show you the different technical indicators. You can see for this one that we're getting a bearish symbol with a double top that we have, indicating possibly a drop coming. And those are things you can turn on and off. And, I would take them with a grain of salt, because you should never go from just one indicator. You want to try and build a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of statistics around what it is you're going to do and have informed decisions to make. It's pretty cool that they also show net outflows that we have for Tesla. And it wasn't a huge net outflow. Now, moving on from there, because I did say that, there we go. Maybe you can see the Microsoft logo. I will try and point at it. Wrong hand. There it is. Oh, yeah. Look at this. This is fun, too. Let me raise this hand. Oh, you can see through it. So maybe I should point to it this way. There we go, that Microsoft logo that we have right there. And then this is actually a calendar that we're looking at right here. And you can add it to the calendar. It syncs with it on your phone. What I have noticed though, and I'm going to give this feedback to Moo, and it's nice to be able to contact them and talk with them directly. They need to change it so that it matches up with the schedules for the releases that we have, because sometimes you get the notification on your calendar. You get it after the earnings call has happened. So it's still that same day, but it'd be like 7:30 p.m. Eastern time when the earnings call itself was at like 5:30, like it was for Tesla. So it's just something to be aware of there as you look at it. But that's Microsoft, and I believe that's the catalyst that we have for C3AI to make its big break. If it doesn't happen before then, we only have 2 trading days. Well, 3, I guess, because Microsoft reports in the after hours. So we have Friday, Monday, Tuesday before that happens. And if we scroll past that, all the way down to May 1st. There we go. Look at that one right there. And you can see I have it added to my calendar. Here's SoFi, and you can see that earnings as well. And now, mind you, if you want to see all of them, there's 2 things you do. One, you can hit show all, and then you can scroll through and see all the different earnings that you have. And that is pretty fun. Now, something that here, I'll break this. It's not going to work out very well. So the reason that it glitched on my screen is that it went landscape because I toggled that. If I go back from landscape, you'll see it restores and it works well. Now it doesn't break on my phone itself. So here, let me show you on the screen what that looks like. There we go. So you can see on my phone, it displays correctly. However, on my video is the problem that doesn't adjust well, and I haven't found a good way to address that in a way that's actually going to be visible on your screens. So just watch out for that. So let me tie all this together. Tesla, I think it's going to move big. I'm pretty sure it's going to bounce. If I had to guess, I say we bounce from where we're at as long as the market bias is with us. If we get a horrible red day, which I don't expect in the markets tomorrow, that would certainly change my mind from a bounce to a drop, and a pretty significant drop at that. I think we see a pretty significant bounce if the day is pretty usual. And then moving on from there to AI, Microsoft earnings on Tuesday of next week and the after hours. That's when it is. So if I make a play on that play that I make will happen on Tuesday, especially if it involves options, because what I don't want to happen if the play still exists by then is I don't want time value to eat up the profits, or my chance at profits, I should say, from that. So that's most definitely something that I want to be aware of and I don't want to have happen to me. And then SoFi, I'm bullish on SoFi. I invest in SoFi. I have them in my portfolio, and I believe that this should be strong earnings. I have no promise, no guarantee of that. May 1st is when those earnings come out, and I'll be watching that as well. And most likely I have a play set up and ready to go. This offer that I do have through Moo, the 15 free stocks. If you deposit $100 or more, not only do you get access to all the tools and features that I showed you, plus a whole lot more, but you also get 5 free stocks and access to the free premium courses. $1,000 or more gets you 15 free stocks, still access to those free premium courses. And right now you can join a competition with paper trading. So this is paper trading's fake money, but you can get up to $1,500 in real cash in terms of a coupon into your account for trading. Should you be the winner of that competition, then you can also get 1 month of Bazinga Pro for free also within joining that competition. So check that out using the link down in the description. If you like my commentary and you would like to hear more of what I have to say, make sure that you look down in the description for that link for Patreon as well. My Patreon exclusive content is over there. And along with that went my Tesla earnings projection in that exclusive content. And that allowed me to make an informed financial decision on Tesla in order to take a position, to make a put option play that worked out very well for me in this circumstance, just by doing quite a bit of homework. And it was homework that I shared with everybody over there at the Patreon. You can also be a member of my private Discord with me and my other community members. We'd absolutely love to have you over there. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. We'll see you in the next video.